It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rickwald. This is David Straub.
Good morning, good morning.
You are not.
I'm not Scooter. And since Scooter is gone,
Please don't.
well, I probably won't blow into the thing, but I'll be like, woo! It's the last one for the year. It's the last one for the year.
Thank goodness.
Hey, tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
I want it. So,
It's awesome.
just another day to work.
You brought me a present. Thank you, Bob.
So, was it your idea for the Santa hats Thursday?
No, that was Bob Zadora's. I thought it was cute.
At
I was
first.
nice. Scooter was naughty, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah. We missed you. We wish you would have been able to make it.
Oh, I'm so sad to miss that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But it was good. You all ready for Christmas?
As ready as I'm going to get.
I hear you.
Like I say, just another
Me
day
too.
to work.
I didn't have to buy nothing.
Nothing?
No, I got my wife something. But she does the shopping for the kids. Which they give her a list, you know. She checks it twice.
Goes against the calendar to make sure what the nice days outweighed the naughty days.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So, but thing is, she ordered a bunch of stuff on November 30th, and I'd say 85% of it has come in. Yeah. So we're 23 days in, and there's, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 items that still haven't shown up yet, and she is just nervous as all get out. They're showing they'll be here Thursday, the day after Christmas. It's like, come on. She ordered that on November 30th. What are you going to do, right?
You're going to go back to the old-fashioned way and go to the store.
Go to the store and get it? Yeah. But one year we, excuse me, one of Kirsten's presents didn't come in on time, so we printed it out on a piece of paper and put it in a box and wrapped it up and let her open that. We put something to weigh it down so it wasn't light. So when she opened it, she thought the weight was the present, and I was like, "No, look at the paper." And like, that's gonna come in a couple of days. And she's like, "Oh, cool." So I told Carly yesterday, I was like, "It sounds like you're gonna be wrapping 3 or 4 boxes with just pieces of paper in them and telling them." They'll be like, "This is so light." And she's like, "Yeah, because it has a piece of paper in it." So,
Just hand him an envelope.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, just do an envelope. So
Put a little smiley face in the front so that way it's decorated.
yeah, hey, there you go.
It's Christmas, you know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're ready to go for the most part.
A lot of family in.
My brother will probably come over for Christmas Eve. We did our family get together last weekend. Not this past, but last weekend. We went to Branson. Everybody met up there.
Mm-hmm.
We usually do it a week or two before Christmas that we all get together. It was a good time. We had a lot of fun.
Did you go to Steely Dollar City?
No, this time we just stayed at the Airbnb the whole weekend. Last year we did Dixie Stampede. Well, I guess it's just the Stampede, Dolly Parton Stampede. We went there for, they're a very good Christmas show. I love you. That's a good show. But this year we were like, you know what? Because the Airbnb is not cheap, which we all split it up, so that's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, we're just like, you know what? Well, let's just enjoy the house that we're renting, the big hanging house that we're renting, so everybody can fit. But we just figured out a whole bunch of games to play. And then the place was it's at a resort, so they have houses, for multiple families. And they had a game room, an arcade. They had a miniature golf course, so we used all that, The only thing I couldn't use was their cool pool, and I had one of them lazy rivers, but it's too cold for that. Even though Cannon and my nephew Lance went and jumped in the lake, because it's right there backed up to the lake, and
Didn't stay long.
didn't stay long. So it was a polar plunge.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. But no, it was a good time. We do that every year.
Got the future son-in-law coming in?
No, I know, right? He's going to be back at Jonesboro with his family for Christmas. So Kirsten's coming over. She'll be heading over today, and she'll stay till Thursday. And I was like, wow, she's going to be gone from her boyfriend for 4 days. Because they're attached at the hip now, been together over a year. I figure in a couple more years, they'll probably get married.
Yeah, dream dad.
So
All I can say is start saving now.
I know, right? Oh my goodness, I don't even want to think about that. So, but no, he'll be over there. But he joined us for the Branson.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it was good.
Good times.
Yeah, I like it.
Holiday season is here, so there's we're stalling along a little bit this morning because there's not a whole lot of things we want to talk about as far as news and things.
We were talking about community news. I was like, there's really not anything. You got.
We'll get to that here in a minute.
We still got. we won't have anything, but I mean, we still do this segment because of our sponsor. We do appreciate all our sponsors. They're what make the show go. You know.
Yep. And it's believe it or not, if you go onto YouTube or Facebook and see how many viewers we currently have, don't go by that number.
Oh no,
because
that's just that's like almost not even secondary of where people watch. This thing is broadcast all over the antenna airwaves and also the cable network or the cable providers. I mean, what is it now? It's not, you got Ritter, but Optimum.
Well, it's Optimum and Ritter and Yelcott and there's one more. I don't remember who it is. Over the air. Just a lot of viewers that we can't register because we don't have those means.
Oh yeah, especially the antenna. I mean, there's still a lot of people that watch antenna. My brother's one of them. He doesn't have cable at all. He doesn't have streaming services. He doesn't want to pay for it.
I'm with him.
He gets the free TV.
I'm with him. I like it.
Yeah. So, but no, but I mean, sometimes you if you go and watch while ever other people are watching on say Facebook, you'll see maybe 3 people on there during the live show. Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the day, you see 500-600 views. I mean, not a lot of people go to Facebook to watch live stuff. YouTube, I mean, the football games, putting on the football games for one. I mean, there'll be a lot of people watching it once, but then you go back, there'll be thousands of views,
Yeah.
So it's, people watch. If you're watching live, you're most likely watching on TV through the airwaves. So
right. Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I wish they still did the 5. They do the morning, but then they used to repeat it at 5 o'clock.
They don't do that anymore?
No, I'm not sure why. I talked to a friend of mine that works over at Ultimate, and he couldn't catch the morning because he had to be at work. So he always watched it when he got off work at 5. He would watch the show back because he likes watching all the politicians. He likes to watch the mayor and Kevin and the sheriff.
I thought that was still a thing they did at 5.
Yeah,
we'll have to look into that.
I probably will. Maybe they brought it back, and
don't know.
I don't know. The last time I talked to him about that was a couple of months ago. So I think maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not always right, so I could be wrong. I should have that little thing that pops
take
up.
Note.
Here it is. Now this is over Bob, but that's usually where I would be when Scooter does it to me. So I could be wrong. It doesn't bother me to have egg on my face. I'm too old to care.
It's time for the morning prayer brought to you by Hospice of the Ozarks. 870-508-1771 is their phone number. Greg Wood and his staff do a wonderful job with hospice care. Been serving Baxter and Marion County since 1979. They'll be glad to serve you as well. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for the day that you've given us, Lord. We just thank you for the season that we're in. Lord, we just like to remind people that Jesus is the reason for the season. And Lord, that they would learn to know who you are and what you can do for them in their lives. Lord, we just pray for our troops that are overseas fighting in conflicts. Lord, we just pray for their families that are here on stateside, Lord, that don't know what's going on with their loved ones. Lord, we just pray that you'll comfort them through the season. Lord, and we just pray that you will send someone to the elderly that may not have anyone left here. Lord, just do a welfare check and just maybe bring them a card or a cupcake or something, Lord, just to spread the cheer of Christmas. Lord, we just thank you for what you do for us in our lives. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen. The morning prayer brought to you by Hospice of the Ozarks, 870-508-1771. We'll be back after a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Gather round the radio, boys and girls. I have a little story to tell. 'Twas the night before listing, and all through the house, not a computer was stirring, not even its mouse. The CMAs were completed, the contract was signed, with hopes of selling our house in record time. We sellers were resting all snug in our bed, while visions of sold signs danced in our head. The house had been staged, decluttered with care, in hopes that great offers soon would be there. The kitchen was gleaming, the sidewalk swept clean. O spirit of curb appeal, make our house be seen. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, we scrambled to see just what was the matter. The Century 21 goalpost had started to glow, a warm golden light on the new fallen snow. When what to our wondering eyes should appear, our Z-Team agents with buyers, my dear. They featured and pointed and showed them the way. They smiled and agreed and nodded okay. Our house got an offer the very next day. We accepted and happily moved on our way. So remember this story when you need to move. The Z-Team Realtors will make it go smooth. On behalf of Linda and myself and all the members of the Z-Team, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for lake levels, dam reports, and all the weather updates brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. The Z-Team, Center 21 Lee Mack Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. If you go there, click on live views. This is what you see today. Still in nostalgia.
Yeah.
Black
and
the white.
It's really pretty, though.
What you're looking at is the beautiful White River that separates Baxter County, Arkansas from Marion County, Arkansas. And the Rainbow Bridge over to your left behind it is the railroad track, the old Trellis Bridge. City of Cotter city lights are there flashing this morning by their newly paved parking lot.
It looks real good.
It's pretty dark.
I know, right?
Asphalt's brandy new, so it's pretty dark.
How about this? How about this? There we go.
No, that's a nice shot.
That's beautiful.
Those lights you can see there is the city of Gassville. Behind that would be the city of Mountain Home. It's a beautiful white river. That's a great shot right there.
Yeah, it is. That sun comes up over the horizon. There'll be some color in the sky. But
Be some color.
is there a train down there? I think there is. I see blinking light. That's got to mean, yeah, and I can see the cars back behind it. That's my favorite view when it zooms in and there's a train there. It just makes me think of going places.
Oh,
Yeah.
like crazy? Oh. The old Witch's Hat Water Tower. The old, I believe that's Crystal Mountain, Dryer Mountain, Crystal Mountain, both are there. Way off in the distance be the state of Missouri, but this is the beautiful White River and the city of Cotter. This is what we call God's Country. If you'd like to see what's available for sale in God's Country, and go to retiredtoarkansas.net, click on MLS listings, see what's available, pick up your phone, give them a call. Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793 is their number. I'm going to run through some temperatures as David wishes he was on that train
I
going
know,
places.
right? There it is.
Currently in Mountain Home, it's 42. Harrison is 45. Batesville is 43. Yellville is 44. Marshall is 37. Salem 41. Mountain View 37. Calco Rock 42. West Plains, Missouri 41. Springfield, Missouri is 43. Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 41. And St. Louis, Missouri is 43 as well. Whoa.
Yeah, I just switched it. Don't
I
worry.
think so. Switched it right on over. Currently on the national radar scene, you can see that Arkansas is clear. Most of Missouri as well. Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Got some snow happening up in Wisconsin and Michigan. A little bit in Minnesota and the northern portion of Iowa.
They're going to get the white Christmas, Bob.
That's good. They can have it. You can take a trip out to Whiteville and see what you can find.
Yeah.
You're not going to find much.
No.
Zoom into the great state of Arkansas. And as you can see from Rogers to Blytheville, Fayetteville over to Jonesboro, Fort Smith to Batesville, Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana, Greenville, Mississippi. If you're traveling for the holidays through the state of Arkansas, today is a good day to do it. Now tomorrow, however, when it's pouring rain, might not be such a good day.
Yeah.
On the national scene, you can see all this blue winter weather advisory in Wisconsin and Michigan, up into New York. We've got some dense fog up in here.
Yeah. North
North
Dakota's
Dakota.
covered.
Oklahoma's got some fog issues going on as well, and so does a little bit of Texas. But as far as the central United States down to the southeast, it's all clear. 7-day forecast looks like this. High today 53 and cloudy. Low tonight 42 with a chance of rain. High tomorrow 48, 90% chance of rain, 60% chance of rain tomorrow night with a low of 43. Christmas Day will be a high of 52 with a chance of showers at about 30%. Christmas night will be low of 45 and cloudy. Thursday will be 56 with a chance of rain. Thursday night, 49 with a chance of rain. Friday, 50% chance of rain, high of 62.
Buddy, you weren't kidding.
It's going to be wet.
Yeah.
Yep. Saturday, a chance of rain, high of 61. And Sunday, chance of rain and high of 60. Lake levels and dam reports. Lake Norfolk, 554.29, which is 2.29 above full pool of 552. They're currently generating 1, and I think they still have some spillway gates open. Lake Bull Shoals, 658.97, which is 0.03 below full pool of 659, and they are currently generating 7 at this time. That's the lake levels, dam reports, and all the updates brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. The Z Team, Center 21 Lamac Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. They're busy, but never too busy to assist you. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team. We'll be back just a moment.
Your senior healthcare specialist is VACO Insurance in Mountain Home. Retired law enforcement and disabled veteran owner Frank VACO and staff can help you with all your insurance needs. VACO Insurance provides coverage for most carriers in the area, such as Medicare, Affordable Care Act, individual, or any other health or life insurance options. With over 13 years experience and agents in multiple areas and locations throughout northern Arkansas and southern Missouri, VACO Insurance is the right choice to handle all your insurance needs. That's VACO Insurance, located in Mountain Home.
For all things glass, contact the professionals at Clear Results Glass in Mountain Home. Whether you're needing a rock chip repair or a full windshield replacement, Clear Results Glass can take care of all of your automotive glass needs with fast turnarounds at competitive prices. They service business and residential customers and can custom cut any glass or provide you with the right fit for your home windows, sliding doors, commercial glass, or even a frameless shower enclosure. Contact Clear Results Glass today for a quote or to schedule your next glass project. That's Clear Results Glass, located in Mountain Home.
Have you ever? When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
For all your Kubota needs, visit Ozarks Farm and Lawn in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for community news and happenings brought to you by Ozarks Farm and Lawn, the dealership that deals. Highway 62 Southwest at Buford Road, 870-425-3434. If you're looking for a tractor, a big one, little one, medium-sized one, they got them. If you're looking for hay cutting equipment, rakes, tedders, balers, they got them.
All the implements.
All of them. Yep. Anything you need for farm and lawn, go by and see Ozarks Farm and Lawn. They'll be glad to help you with sales, parts, service.
And you know they'll give you a good deal right now.
Got one broke, they'll fix it for you.
Yeah.
Good deal time of the year, right?
It's the end of the year. Yeah, that's December. I know you're spending a lot of money on Christmas, but you want a good deal right now. Because you want to close. Every company wants to close out the year strong. And they're going to give a deal to get that X on the board, I promise you. Go by and see them.
You know how that works.
I know how that works.
Firsthand.
Yeah, 30 years of it.
Christmas in Cotter will run until the 31st of December. It's the Tour of Lights in Cotter. They have a home lighting contest going on over there. If you want more information on that, you can email cottermayor@info-.com or call City Hall. Probably today be the last day you can call City Hall, because I would imagine they're going to be Christmas breaking before long.
True.
870-435-6326. It's sponsored by City of Cotter, Cotter Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary, Saturday Club of Cotter, Cotter Gasville Chamber of Commerce, the Nesrinko family, and the Cotter School. It's a free event. Just go drive through there. Go through City Park. Got some nice little lights up.
Yeah.
Check out the Rainbow Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to fluctuate the colors of those lights. That's pretty cool as well. So go by and check that out. But when you're out checking out lights, go to ASU Mountain Home. Check out the Coulter Celebration of Lights and see what's going on there. All kinds of different events going on with that. Do you happen to have that on here? Maybe not. Nope.
Community calendar on.
Yeah, I was looking to
Chamber's
see
Commerce.
the list of with the Culture Lights, the list of events that they've got going on? I didn't know if there was anything this week.
I don't think there is anymore. They'll have the lights on till the 29th, and then that's it. I think their weekend events have all passed. It's Christmas. It's the 23rd. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I think the community events and happenings is being at home with your family, for Christmas. At least I hope you get to. We got military that are out still active on bases and around the world that don't get to spend time with their families. So,
and our local firefighters and our policemen and our sheriff's department
will be on call.
All of those will be on call. The EMTs will be on call as well. So if you take a notion and you got a spare pie, go drop it off at one of those stations.
That's a good idea.
Some cookies.
Yeah. They're going to love that. They got to stay in shape.
That might get you a ticket.
I didn't say donut. I said pies and cookies.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here before that gets any further along. There's really not a whole lot of community news and happenings. What's
Christmas.
on the news is not worth talking about, so we're just going to leave it the way it is. It's Christmas time. Enjoy your family. And we'll be back with, we're not going to do a Monday morning sports update.
No update? So
no update.
To the guest.
We're going to go straight to the guest.
Sweet. Sounds good.
We'll be back just a minute.
Notice every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Hi, I'm Bob Zador of the Z Team. I'd like to share something with you. Our team didn't need to reach everyone to be considered successful. We only needed the power of one. One person who was delighted with the way they were treated, helping them to reach their real estate goals. One person who told another person who told another, and so on. So if you're ready to buy or sell real estate, the Z Team would like to be your one. Give us a call. 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as it would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite, climate-controlled, and air-filtered boarding facility in the area, with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Providing caring, compassionate services at an affordable price is our goal at Connor Family Funeral Home. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that treats our friends and neighbors just like family, with a wide range of services and options to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area. Connor Family addresses all the details with no hidden fees, so you can rest assured that you are treated like family for a more personalized and worry-free service. That's Connor Family Funeral Home, where compassion and affordability meet, located in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time. We normally do the Monday morning sports update at this time, and I chose not to do it, but I didn't think was that we're going to do it anyway. So we're just going to throw that out there real quick. The Lady Bombers had some visitors come into town on Friday night. The Rogers Heritage. They don't like to be called Rogers Heritage. They want to be called just Heritage. You're from Rogers, why not take the name, right? So anyway, Heritage Lady War Eagles came into town. The JV Mountain Home Bomber JV team won. The Lady Bombers varsity team also beat them sizably. It was nice to see. It wasn't so nice to see them get beat, but it was nice to see all of the Lady Bombers in all classifications win.
Yeah.
Meaning that everybody on the bench got to play, which was good. You like to see, as a coach, you like to see that happen. The boys went over to Harrison, played in the Battle of the Border. They played Fairgrove on Saturday, and they were victorious to beat Fairgrove. Fairgrove was looking for some revenge because they got beat in the last minute of the game last year that they played in that, and that's what that was. The girls wrestling team, which will bring us into talking to Coach Shimmel. The girls wrestling team went to Maumelle on Friday and wrestled and came away with the championship. Your boys were off.
Yeah, we were off this weekend. We wrestled last Thursday, and then we were off this weekend. Taking about a week and a half off, and then we'll be back in action this weekend. Well, this Friday.
How does a week and a half off affect your team?
Recovery. We've been kind of grinding it out for the first month and a half, 2 months of the season. And so the guys have 5 days, no practice, anything. The biggest effect will be, getting through the holidays and staying on weight. A lot of these guys, they'll be home, and Grandma will be making a bunch of pies and everything else, and hopefully they don't come in Thursday like 10 pounds overweight. So that would be the only negative to it. But other than that, no, they needed a few days to really let their bodies recover and kind of get back to health. And so it was coming at a pretty welcome time.
Because you guys are grinding it pretty hard up to this point.
We have been. A couple competitions per week. And when we're not competing heavy, we're practicing harder. Right around competitions, our practices are a little bit lighter and just more geared toward getting to the competition. But they've been battling pretty hard, so the timing is good for a couple day break.
Let's take a couple minutes to talk about Matt Shimmel. Who is Matt Shimmel? Where are you from? How long have you been involved in wrestling as a person? And then how long have you been involved in wrestling as a coach?
All right. I grew up in central Pennsylvania. It's a hotbed for wrestling. It's kind of instilled in the culture up there. So I've been involved with wrestling since I was 4 years old. So we're going on 35 years now. I've been as a wrestler, as a coach. I've been coaching, I guess, about 15 years now. In various programs. Had a couple out in North Carolina when I lived out there, and when I moved out here, I coached the Flyers, the club program. I've coached that for the last 8 years. This year, with me moving up to the high school, Chuck Smith and Sean Ritchie have taken a much, much bigger role. And I'm really thankful for them taking over that program so that afforded me the opportunity to coach the varsity this year.
What's your career background?
Currently, I'm the director of JP&L. I'm basically the operations officer for Jonesboro Prosthetics and Orthotics here in Mountain Home and Jonesboro, Batesville, Harrison. But my background is primarily project management and operations management. I have a master's.
You have a military background as well, correct?
I do. I spent 9 years in the Marine Corps. That's why I was out in North Carolina. I was operations in the Marine Corps for 9 years, did a tour in Iraq, did a tour on a ship. Kind of been all over the place a little bit.
Married with children?
Married for 15 years, 2 children, a son and a daughter. My son, I am fortunate enough to coach in wrestling, and then my daughter is a competitive volleyball player.
Very competitive volleyball player.
They keep us running.
Mm-hmm. The military background. You traveled all over the world, apparently, but what brought you to Mountain Home?
My wife's family actually retired here. They were from northern Wisconsin. Like I said, I was from central Pennsylvania. And when it was time to get out of the Marine Corps, we just kind of decided we didn't ever want to do winter again. And so the week and a half, 2 weeks of winter we get here in Mountain Home is just about right.
Just about enough.
If I want winter, I know where to find it.
Not here.
Not here. Go home.
There you go. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk to Coach Shimmel about his wrestling team and what the future looks like. Be back in just a moment.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Even on the most perfect day, the unexpected can happen. But with just one call to their local Red Ribbon expert at Overhead Door, they can get their garage door fixed or replaced in a jiffy.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Experience the best in Mexican dining. Letty's in Gassville. Voted numerous times as the best Mexican restaurant in the Twin Lakes area. Come out for delicious breakfast served all day. Or enjoy an authentic Mexican lunch or dinner. $1.49 tacos on Thursday. 10% discount for seniors every day. No time? Call Letty's and have your to-go order waiting for you. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties, weddings, holidays, or big events. The best Mexican restaurant in the Twin Lakes area. Letty's in Gassville.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Coach Matt Shimmel is here with me. He is the registered volunteer coach for the Mountain Home Bomber Wrestling Team. What does that mean?
It means I don't get paid. That's ultimately what that means. I'm not a school employee, and so I'm just on the staff mainly because I love wrestling. I have a passion for the sport, and so I want to continue to be able to teach kids how to wrestle. And so, it's never about money. So even if they gave me a check, I'd probably donate it back. So,
yeah, it's not as simple as just saying, "Hey, I want to coach and call me a volunteer." There's some steps you have to go through to get to that point.
Yeah, they make you go through a bunch of different classes. You have to be CPR certified. You have to be Safe Sport certified, which means being able to recognize like abuse. The signs.
Dehydration.
A lot of sports associated things like dehydration, and for wrestling, there was also some wrestling specific avenues you had to go down, especially with the weight control and weight management, because some programs don't do that the right way. I don't encourage big weight cuts, and so we don't have to worry about it quite as much. But it's still something that you need to keep in the back of your mind and watch for, any signs of dehydration and things like that. So,
self-abuse.
Yeah.
Well, I want to eat that. Well,
wrestling. There's a lot of self-control. Especially with the weight management and things like that. But self-abuse, like you said, we don't encourage anything like that. I think that's more the weight cutting strategies of yesteryear, where kids would have bulimia and things like other eating disorders. Thank God that that's not an issue anymore. At least. We don't have it on our team. At least not that I'm aware of. If it is, they hide it really, really well. I want my kids, pretty close to full feed so that they're, have a lot of energy, a lot of strength when they go and compete. That's not the philosophy of every coach, but it works for us.
How many coaches are on staff for the boys team?
Right now we have 3. There's Coach Aldridge, who's the official head coach, and then Coach Vina, who is also a school employee coach, and then myself.
Coach Vina, he started as a registered volunteer as well. Started with football and then got recruited over to, when he became a school employee, he got recruited over to wrestling.
Yeah, both Aldridge and Vina are football coaches, and they do a great job with that. It was tough at the beginning of the season because with the success our football program had, I was over there by myself for a lot of it. Because they were still tied up with football, which was a good problem to have.
How many of your wrestlers are dual sport athletes that participate in football as well?
I think we had maybe 5 or 6 football players, mainly in the upper weights, obviously. We had Kalen Fraunfelter, Eason Recknewald, Blake Day, Silas Moore, and I know I'm missing some of them, Aiden Pittman, and I think a few others. Ashton Bradshaw, I know, was a football player. So a lot of our upper weights especially were football players, and that actually hurt us in our first try meet because we were sending out backups for our first 2 dual meets. We split those 1-1, but we have a full team now, and so we've really been putting it together.
How encouraging are the football coaches to get their players to participate in wrestling?
Varying. I think they want them to be well-rounded, but they don't want the really, really good players to get hurt, which makes sense. I get it. And for football, I think there's a kind of a misconception that wrestling, we cut the guys back weight-wise drastically. And like I said, that's not my philosophy at all. And I know they want them to get bigger, stronger, faster for football. And so, I would love to see all the football players come out. I know that's not probably going to happen. But Coach Airy, I'd love your football players come play with me.
It's a good alternative sport. It's a good secondary sport for any athlete.
Yeah.
Because it teaches you agility, it teaches you strength and fitness. It's just 6 minutes of go.
Yeah, I always say it's a 6-minute sprint with somebody on your back. And for the carryover into other sports, like you said, the agility, the speed, a lot of balance and body control, hand fighting. For offensive linemen, defensive linemen, that hand fight is so important. When I was in school, I played football as well, and our coach would put our wrestlers on the scout defensive line against our starting offensive line. And I mean, I was like 150 pounds, and I was able to get by our offensive linemen that are 300 plus. Just because you hit a short drag or something and you're behind them. And so that hand fight is vital in some of these down the trench positions.
Let's talk about the Flyers a little bit. At what age group do the Flyers start?
5 years old. The first competing age is 5. There's a 6U age group at each competition. And so the Flyers goes basically from 5 years old up to 15. And so that 15 years old, if they're both a freshman and 15, they can make the choice whether they come up and wrestle at the high school level or if they wrestle at the youth level. Typically what we have kind of agreed on locally here is if they're in a starting spot, we want them at varsity. Just because they're practicing every day, they're developing a lot quicker, and that competition level is higher. And so usually they get better a lot faster that way. But if they're not starting, like on the varsity level, I want kids on the mat. Like, if they can get that competition from, youth level, they still practice with me and then go compete on Saturdays with the youth, and all's well. It's whatever is going to work out best for that kid.
How many kids are in the Flyers program this year? Do you have a handle on that?
Man, I think they're between 50 and 60. And what's become really cool is it's almost a 50-50 mix of boys and girls. The girls program has grown tremendously. I was in there the other night, and there was probably close to 25 girls in there. Like, that was unheard of 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd always have ones and twos, but there was 20-some girls in there, and they're competing at a really high level. We have a handful of girls that are winning consistently week after week after week, and that's really promising for the future.
How long does the youth season run?
Youth goes generally late November to, the state tournament is in February, but then a handful of them will stick around and wrestle at national level or freestyle states in April.
Mm-hmm. That's the Adidas Nationals?
Yep, Adidas Nationals. Yep. And unfortunately, again, this year they have freestyle and Greco states for Arkansas on the same day as Adidas Nationals. So we got to work out some logistics with the two governing bodies and make sure that the kids that want to compete in both will be able to. We were able to work it out last year, so I'm sure it won't be a problem.
And we'll talk in the last segment, we'll talk about the Mountain Home Bomber team specifically. But do you have some student athletes on the Bomber team that will go back and wrestle in those nationals?
At nationals, I'm sure we'll have a handful of them that will want to stick around and wrestle. We have a handful of kids that are really competing at a high level this year, they would likely be able to compete at that tournament and probably end up with an All-America status, which would be great to see.
Mm-hmm. Nice for the resume.
Yeah, it always looks good.
With the little ones from 5 to 15, how many weight classes, or is it done by age?
Both. Usually there's 6U, 8U, 10U, 12U, and 15U. So there's 5 age groups, and usually 14 or 15 or so weight classes per age group.
Within the age group.
Yep, and so they really match them up well based off of age and weight. And then some of the bigger tournaments will even have like a novice division. So then they're even further paired up more by their skill level. Novice is any first or second year wrestler is how they generally define it, that hasn't placed at the previous year's state tournament. A lot of those novice tournaments are a good way for a newer kid to get out and get some mat experience without just getting their butt whooped in 15 seconds and having mom and dad drive 2 hours for 30 seconds of mat time.
Yeah.
Are the boys totally separate from the girls? Or do they mix them still?
Right now we're totally separate. I know Coach Martin and
I'm talking about the youth.
Oh, the youth, they're still totally together. The youth level, a wrestler is a wrestler is a wrestler. Now, in some of the competitions, there are girls' divisions. And that's becoming more and more frequent, which is a great thing. Mm-hmm. Pre-puberty, it's not as big of a deal, but you start to see right around that 12U age group, 15U age group, the boys are starting to develop, and it's no longer an even playing field. Before that, it's pretty even, especially because the girls generally develop a little bit quicker, before you hit that puberty stage, it's still a pretty even playing field. But once the guys hit puberty, I really feel they need to be separate.
So you've got 2 coaches that handle all 60 kids, 56.
We have some other volunteer. Well, the whole staff is volunteers, but then we also have RJ Boykin and Simon. Oh my goodness. Forgot his last name. I'm sorry, Simon. Simon and RJ from up in the West Plains area. And then we have a handful of helpers from down in Mountain View. So we got kids traveling to come compete with the Flyers now, which is really cool. But generally, there's 4 or 5 coaches on the mat at any given time.
Where do they practice at?
At Guyberry.
And is it shut off or is it open?
Yeah, anybody can still come by. If they come by Tuesdays or Wednesdays, are generally for newer kids. They'd come by, fill out some paperwork, and we can get a kid on a mat.
It's a good time.
It is.
It's time for a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Merry Christmas from your Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora of Century 21. This Christmas season, be sure that you make a difference in someone else's life. Why not fix a plate of Christmas dinner for that neighbor you know is alone? Touch a heart.
A small kindness can go a long way. To wave, smile, and wish a stranger a heartfelt Merry Christmas could touch a life in ways you may never know. Remember his words, whatever you do unto the least of these, you do unto me.
We wish you and yours the blessings of Christmas.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
For all your Kubota needs, visit Ozarks Farm and Lawn in Mountain Home. Your senior healthcare specialist is VACO Insurance in Mountain Home. Retired law enforcement and disabled veteran owner Frank VACO and staff can help you with all your insurance needs. VACO Insurance provides coverage for most carriers in the area, such as Medicare, Affordable Care Act, individual, or any other health or life insurance options. With over 13 years experience and agents in multiple areas and locations throughout northern Arkansas and southern Missouri, VACO Insurance is the right choice to handle all your insurance needs. That's VACO Insurance, located in Mountain Home.
For all things glass, contact the professionals at Clear Results Glass in Mountain Home. Whether you're needing a rock chip repair or a full windshield replacement, Clear Results Glass can take care of all of your automotive glass needs with fast turnarounds at competitive prices. They service business and residential customers and can custom cut any glass or provide you with the right fit for your home windows, sliding doors, commercial glass, or even a frameless shower enclosure. Contact Clear Results Glass today for a quote or to schedule your next glass project. That's Clear Results Glass, located in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Matt Shimmel, the head volunteer.
I think that sounds about right.
Mountain Home Bomber wrestling coach with me this morning. Cody Aldridge is supposed to be here, but he begged out on us.
Yeah, when he's got little kids, yeah, I guess you got to take them when you can get them.
Well, apparently they were given a night away in Branson.
Yeah,
so
when you got little ones, man, you got to take them when you can get them, especially during wrestling season, because. I always joke, my wife just kind of has accepted during wrestling season we barely see each other.
Yeah, my wife is a football widow because I do the junior high and JV and varsity games, and I'm gone 3 to 4 nights a week. And that's the way it is. Been that way for a long time.
Right.
29 years. Let's talk about the Mountain Home Bomber wrestling team. You have all your weight classes filled?
We do not. We still need some little guys, man. We're forfeiting 106 and 113. It's just really hard to find kids in high school level that small. I tell all of our guys, I'm like, hey, recruit any little kid you can find because, chances are he may just go out and get forfeits more often than not. But right now we have those 2 holes. We have a kid that has been wrestling 120 for us but weighing in a little bit light. And so once we get the 2 pounds for New Year's, because at New Year's you get a 2-pound weight allowance to allow for growth. So that makes our 113, 115. he'll likely be able to make that weight without a whole lot of issue. And so that'll be nice. We won't be starting in a 12-0 hole in some of these matches. Sometimes we luck out and the other team doesn't have those weights either, and so that's helpful. But
So at 106 and 113, if they know that that's almost impossible to meet, why don't they just take away those?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, I like that it allows for, the smaller kids, especially because most sports are not conducive to kids that size. You don't see a whole lot of 160-pound kids out on a football field, or a basketball court for that matter, because they're not generally very tall either if they're 106 pounds. And so it does allow for some of the smaller guys in schools to be able to come out and compete. And so I love that they have such a wide range of weight classes. USA Wrestling has a tagline, wrestling is for everybody, everybody and then every body type. It's just hard to find some kids like that. In some years you have 2 or 3 deep at those weights. Other years, it's like finding a unicorn.
At what age or what class do they start wrestling high school? 9th grade or 10th?
9th grade. Yep, 9th grade they have the opportunity to start competing with us.
And it's considered AAA sanction at 9th grade?
AAA sanctioned sport, 9th grade.
So there's half a chance you can find one.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah. And the kids are there. Like, the kids are in the schools. They just aren't coming out for wrestling.
Encouraged.
Yeah. So we have teachers looking for us. We got kids trying to recruit friends. We just need to get them out.
Yeah. Find them.
That's
find
right.
Them, find them, find them. Go
I said,
dig them up.
you get me a warm body, I can make a wrestler out of them. So
How's the team doing this season?
Really well. Like I said earlier, we started off a little slow when we were kind of piecemealing a team together with some of our guys out for football. But since then, we've really started putting things together. The kids are really buying into my new philosophy. My style of wrestling is a little different from Coach Lane and Coach Alexander before him. But it all kind of ties together, and the kids are really buying into it now.
What's the difference?
Mine is very much an attack style wrestling. We'll beat you with pace, we'll beat you with technique, and just continue to put points on the board. Not saying that they were any different, but for me, we don't ever let off the gas. I tell my kids all the time, it's a whole lot harder to mess up a 14-3 match than it is a 4-3 match. And so if we have a lead, we're not going to sit back on it. We're going to keep scoring points. We're going to keep looking for the fall, and just keep pressure on kids. With enough pressure, you can mentally break kids. And, ultimately that's what we want to do.
Let's talk about the match itself. 3 2-minute periods.
Yep, 3 2-minute periods.
They've changed the scoring a little bit this year.
Yeah, they've adopted college rules is what they did. Last year college input a 3-point takedown and changed the near fall criteria a little bit to allow for 2, 3, or 4-point criteria, vice 2 and 3. And so it was relatively successful at the college level. It created more scoring. I don't know if it was artificially created or if it actually encouraged more scoring, but points were up is what they wanted to see. And so now they've put that into the high school level. And so it really works out well for us, and the way my style of wrestling is because, like I said, we're constantly on the gas pedal and trying to score points. It does not benefit teams that are a lot more defensive and trying to win those tight matches, because teams that are very aggressive and stay on the gas pedal, they can light up a scoreboard really quick.
Is there a maximum amount of points you can get in a match?
If at any point there is a 15-point gap, it's a technical fall, kind of like a TKO in other combat sports where the ref stops in and says, "No, he's had enough." Anytime we're up by 15 or more, they stop it.
Okay. And the individual wins their match. How many team points go with that?
For a tech fall, it's 5. Regular pinfall is 6. Major decision, which is 8 to 14 point victory, is worth 4, and then any other decision victory is worth 3.
And do the wrestlers always wrestle as individuals, or they sometimes wrestle just for team points?
It depends on whether it's a dual meet or an individual tournament. So
Okay.
Lately we've been wrestling a lot of dual meets and tri meets and things like that, where, like last week we had a dual meet with Fayetteville and Huntsville. And so our whole team wrestled their whole team. And then we wrestled Fayetteville. And so you go straight through the lineup. We start with 2 forfeits, 106 and 113. But then from 120 all the way up, you just go in order and wrestle it out.
And best man wins.
Best man wins, and then the best team overall wins. So you can lose a couple bouts and still win the match.
Okay. What's the difference between a tournament and a match?
Tournament is more individual, and so you'll be lumped into a bracket with 16 other guys your weight class, and you just wrestle. You try to keep winning to the championship. Otherwise, you can wrestle back for 3rd and 4th. And sometimes they go to 5th and 6th, and so on.
Is there a limit on how many matches a wrestler can do in a day?
5. 5 is the max. If it's going to be a tournament that exceeds 5 matches, it'll span into a multiple day tournament.
And has Mountain Home ever host any of those?
Once in a while. We've had the Bomber Open. I'd like to maybe try to put one of those together for late season. We have a couple open dates, and so if we can find some other teams that also have some open dates, I wouldn't mind hosting that and bringing them over and just getting kids more mat time. We host a lot of tournaments at the youth level, but for the high school level, we haven't really. It's probably something we might look into in the future.
When's your next match? Home or away?
We will be going down to Little Rock Christian this Friday and wrestling in the Rocket Rumble. That'll be an individual tournament. They pull some teams in from Oklahoma and some of the other surrounding areas, and a lot from the Little Rock area, Cabot. And so that should be a pretty good tournament. That was kind of a last minute we got put into that one. We lost a couple dates early in the year because of cancellations and stuff, so we've been scrambling to try to fill those open dates, and the Rocket Rumble had an opening, and so they let us come in.
Don't want to look too far in the future, but when's your next home match?
I'll have to look. I can tell you in a minute, though. It's in January. I just had it up here. Here we go. January 16th against Sylvan Hills, Greene County Tech in Melbourne.
At the junior high or high school?
That one, I believe, should be at the high school.
The last one you had was that the nostalgic
It was
Pinkston?
at Pinkston, and I'll tell you what, man, that was actually pretty cool. I wasn't real sure how that was going to go, being the older gym and everything. But once we got wrestling, that was awesome. Because there isn't a soft surface in that gym anywhere. So it was loud down on the mat, and with there not being quite as many seats, it looked packed.
Mm-hmm.
And the seats are pretty steep, and so like everybody was kind of right on you. I liked it.
Temperature could have been down about 6 or 8 degrees.
Golly, you're not kidding. I was sweating. I said, I'm going to have a stroke out here. It was hot, and I wasn't hardly doing anything. We've actually talked about, when we're not able to get in at the high school, there's always a couple duels a year that we have to wrestle over at the junior high. I said, I wouldn't be opposed to doing them over here at Pinkston.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And Justin Smith, he was nice enough to let us do it. He's the principal over there at Pinkston, and has been pretty involved with our club program, so that was helpful. But he said we're welcome back anytime. So,
yeah, it was a good time. You've got a bunch of good kids wrestling with you this year, and We wish them the best of luck. Maybe later on in the season we might get some of your senior wrestlers come out with you.
Yeah, that'd be
We'll
great.
do this again and have another visit.
Yeah, the fun thing is we only have a couple seniors this year. We have 4 total and 2 in the starting lineup. Unfortunately, 2 of them are in a roster battle, which has actually been really good for both of them. But
it's time for us to go.
Yeah.
We'll have you back on. We appreciate you joining us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Bob.
Been watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll see you next week.
Next year.
Oh, my gosh.
See you next year. Merry Christmas, everybody.